So Marc, being with Dynamics for more than 2 years now, I think. I mean, we're always a small team, but where do you see like the major challenges in how we develop, how we go forward, what we do, and all the new features we integrate?
The biggest challenge on the software development is not breaking it while you make it, basically. So yeah, I guess you know that before, like better than me, but like when you try to give a lot of value to the customer very fast, you tend, even if you're super careful and you have the best protocol to follow, to test things and to try things. There's like, it doesn't matter how much you try, there's always going to be things that don't work, sometimes for this more stupid reason, right? But I'd say that the biggest challenge is minimizing that, and at the same time knowing that they will happen no matter what.
True.
And how to react fast on that and just be responsible for what you do, right? Okay. And this is what's good about having or building a company like ours, is about everybody is the owner of what they do, and this comes with the praise, and this comes with the errors, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you have this sense where everybody wins, like if you do a good job, you win. If you do a bad job, not bad job, but if you make mistakes, you don't lose. We help you get better so that you always win. If we have that culture in the team, I think it's going to be easy, because everybody's going to feel responsible for what the things that you do.
Yeah, I think, you're right. I mean, responsibility is very important also, that you're careful with the changes and you try to actually verify what you did by yourself before you push them, and also that you review. But I mean, we have learned over time that there's always situations, and we're constantly running into them, where we have just a customer coming with a new requirement and he's like, I have to show next week, let's do it. And then we're like, okay. So it's sometimes hard to address exactly this carefulness in those situations. So how should we handle that?
The first thing I would say, and you know that, because when a customer comes saying that they need something, you first ask why. Why and what do they need and exactly for what reason, because sometimes they think they want something, or maybe they think they want A, but that B would solve the problem also, and if you do B instead of A, you will take 1 week for B and 4 months for A, right? So that's the first step, that like making sure not following blindly like what a higher entity says, in this case the client, but the same applies for our developers, like embedding the culture that they're not afraid of saying like, why do I need this? This is not a top-down thing.
Addressing this, it's more like first trying to understand the problem of the customer instead of blindly doing what he asks, right? Yeah. Because you might have another solution for his problem that actually is better than what he's proposing, and he just saw something that he wants done exactly the same. Except that it's not what he really needs.
And what happens if you follow blindly that?
Yeah, I don't know, but the point is, I think listening helps there, so we really should try to listen in order to prevent those situations. But nevertheless, we're going to have customers, or we have those situations. Right. So how to address that, where somebody comes and says, I have to show next week and we have this turntable that's not working, can you make it work?
Yeah, honestly, there's no generic rule for that. It's per case basis, it's like you evaluate, okay, how much work is it gonna be, how much value is it gonna bring the customer or the integrator or the partner, and then you talk with them and then you explain to them, look, okay, I understand that, but let me tell you my side, okay, it takes this much effort, maybe it doesn't scale well, maybe it's not a good idea, and trying to find with the person that wants that thing, like a common ground so that both can be satisfied. I think if you do that, and then for me, if you've done that, then it's about giving the maximum value to the customer. So, but at the end, you know my only rule, right?
Be careful and use your brain.
Use your brain. You have it for some fucking reason, so just use your brain. Yeah. Because there's no general rule.
Yeah. So on the other hand, like being in a small team, so we're growing right now. Also, looking into adding new developers. This brings new challenges, but I think also in a small team you have benefits regarding how you can go forward and how you develop things. So how do you see like this perspective of Learn Dynamics?
Yeah, I haven't thought about that too much, to be honest. I don't know how having a bigger team is going to impact.
Not a bigger team per se, so I'm more talking about being actually a small team, maybe one more, and you're very flexible in that perspective, right? We can react quickly and we can actually push new things quickly. So how do you see that as a benefit of being in a small team and being able to react quickly, developing new things? So how do you see that?
That question is very confusing. So how do I see what specifically like for the customer?
Like the benefit of for the customer, for the development altogether, like how we do things in a small team, how we can go fast forward. Because we can react quickly, because we don't have the long ways, right?
There's two things, right? The customer or the partner needs to be educated in knowing that if we go fast, we might do more mistakes, right? But I think that's fine as long as two things happen, as long as they know, and as long as the mistake happens, we try to fix it also, right? Fast, more importantly, properly, right? So I think that if you are honest with that, I think the benefit is that they can have what they want much faster, right? And they don't have to go, and that's the key of being a small team, right? They don't have to go through a chain of commands to reach the developer and then go back. And then for a feature that the developer says like, yeah, I can do it in one day, it will take 2 months to reach the one that is actually going to use it.
But in a day, yeah.
But you can. But it's been done in a day. But there's this communication up and down that is like, yeah. So that's the benefit. That's the benefit with the risk of the mistake.
Yeah. So regarding on how we go forward, so from when you joined of what we had to all the path we have done to reach where we are right now, there has been a lot of change, like from how we work and also in the features we added. It has moved a lot. It has become much more performant. So where do you see the next step? Where should we take it? Where should we focus on? Or what is very important right now?
It's like everything in life. It has two sides, right? But the thing about how we are working now is like, because we have projects, we have customers, I think we're developing a software that is like very useful for the customer, right? Extremely useful for the customer because, well, it's what we talked before, right? It's like we have short reaction times. We give the customer what they want, which makes the software very useful for them, right? But now the other side of the coin for that is that you want to also expand your view and not get stuck into minor optimization things.
If I understand you correctly, you're talking about having a vision and the bigger picture where you want to take the product versus being lean and reacting or listening to what the customer gives you as an input to how to go forward, right?
Right, so there's definitely has to be a balance on that, and what we're currently, like, I think it comes with waves, right? We're currently at the wave where we had the vision, we did the product, right? And then now we are optimizing it for the customer, and there's going to be a point we will have to see like, okay, wait, we have to go again into the vision for the next steps because we already have, and we are at the stage that because we listen a lot to the customers, right? And we didn't have to decide, yeah, this is the next magic thing that you're gonna need. They tell us, what's the problem? Yeah, and then it's like, I'll solve it for you, right? But I think there's gonna be a point where we're gonna have to switch and then go back to innovation a bit, to the vision, to do the big thing. And this is a long way of saying that I don't know, and I don't know what's gonna be the future. The next feature or the next focus, I don't know where it should be because we're at the phase where we try to see what the customer needs, right? So there's no, for the moment, at least from my side.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree on that. And we should listen, but we should also not lose our focus on where we want to take the product. So if I ask you what the vision would be, where would you take the product?
Right, that one is a good one. And my vision is big. So I think we should be the brain for the whole factory, because now we are automating 1, 2 robots. We could do 3 robots. But I think the direction we have to take this, and we're doing 1, 2 robots and we're doing metrology, right? But I think that the vision is that we are the brain of the whole factory because the software, the tools, the software is that it's about scaling the software, making it more efficient, making it probably cloud-based, multi-threaded, like expanded so that it can take and it can drive the whole factory, right? That's my vision, right? Currently, to reach that region that is like there, I have to do like the small cycles. We are in a cycle where like we have to focus more on like delivering than creating, right? So we are a bit, but then we're gonna, and I think that's the vision for me, is the whole factory automation. And one of the reasons to do that is you can do very cool things like have a flexible factory that can produce whatever you want, and you can change it. You can change the whole, if you have one software that controls the whole factory, you have all the data there, and the way that you can optimize all the processes, do predictive maintenance of all the hardware, and the way that you can tailor that factory very quickly, it's amazing. I think it's the future. It's like a factory with our brain, with Nexus as our brain, is a factory that can produce anything. Because at the end, a robot, it doesn't care if you put a welding tool, laser scanning tool, paint gun tool, right? It's just about what the robot does and how it does it that will produce a car or it will produce a washing machine, right? And if we can control the robots down to this level, to like all of them, then we can have one factory that produces the car and the washing machine. And that's the vision.
Yeah, so that sounds like great plans. So.
Yeah, but this is like...
No, we're excited to see where it goes. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, also.